Over the past 5 years, only 3 of the estimated 2,840 mass shootings were trans people. Or, by the way, 1 to 2% of the general population, but only 0.04% of mass shooters. But hey, if you listen to some of these idiots on the right, these clowns, they'll lead you to believe that all these trans people are shooting people left and right. Like Donald Trump Jr., like his father, despicable. Here's what he tweeted yesterday. If someone committed a hate crime atrocity against the trans community, all of corporate America would be up in arms. But when someone from that very protected class shoots up a Christian school, murdering 6, it's crickets or excuses. They despise traditional American values. First of all, I haven't heard any crickets or excuses. Donald Trump Jr. is lying. I haven't heard one Democrat or anybody on the left make an excuse for shooting a bunch of innocent 9-year-old kids. Donald Trump is lying. Donald Trump Jr., like his father, is a liar. Charlie Kirk, who without his high school diploma is a right-wing buffoon, said just 2 days after 6 Christians get murdered in cold blood by a deranged trans terrorist, Joe Biden thinks it's a good time to lecture America on the need to invest and protect the LGBTQ individuals. What an utter disgrace this man is to America. No, sir, Charlie Kirk, you are an utter disgrace. You are a homophobic, racist piece of crap. What is wrong with wanting to treat people as equals and protecting those with their sexuality that might be different than yours, you stupid right-wing buffoon? And by the way, is it ever he calls this person a trans terrorist, like being trans has something to do with it. I'll get to that in a moment. Have you ever heard Charlie Kirk call somebody a straight terrorist? Makes absolutely and positively no sense, but you wouldn't expect anything less from Charlie Kirk, would you? How about Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who said since the school closures, we've seen a dramatic increase in trans identifying children, which is something that was not normal nor common many years before this. And I think that's completely devastating. Yeah, you dope. The reason why we haven't heard a lot about this before is because of people like you that completely talk down to the trans community constantly. Maybe now some people who are trans are a little bit more comfortable with coming out of who they are. But people like you keep holding them back. That's why. But you wouldn't expect anything less from Marjorie Taylor Greene or those on the fringe right when it comes to trans people, would you? Benny Johnson, another right-wing buffoon on social media, said the Colorado Springs shooter identified as non-binary. The Denver shooter identified as trans. The Nashville shooter identified as trans. But you won't hear from this guy that trans mass shooters are about 0.04% of all mass shooters. You won't hear that from Benny Johnson. You won't get that from Benny Johnson at all. It's absurd. And the attacks on the trans community are disgusting and despicable. 129 mass shootings in America this year. And this is the first one to get the front page of the Metro. When a trans child is killed, the media doesn't seem to want to